So how do you build a V-taper at home? What equipment do you need? What exercise should you do and how? Look, I got you, and it's way easier and simple than you think. I wish someone made a video like this at the start of my weightlifting journey. It would have saved me so much time and effort. But let's start off with equipment. You'll need a pair of arms, legs, dumbbells and a pull-up bar. But if I'm being serious, you'll need dumbbells and a pull-up bar to build a V-taper at home. You can get dumbbells pretty cheap on Amazon, and for the pull-up bar you could also get on Amazon, or instead you can go to a calisthenics park near you and use the pull-up bar there for free, which is what I used to do and I recommend it the most, because you don't want to end up like this guy doing pull-ups at home. So what exercises should you do and how? For a V-taper body, the two main muscle groups are going to be back and shoulders. But that doesn't mean you don't train chest, legs or arms, because you end up looking stupid and unproportional. Part of a V-taper or looking aesthetic is having proportional muscle mass across your whole body. But let's start off with shoulders. There are three parts to your shoulders: front, rear and side. For side delts, you'll need to do lateral raises. Keep a slight bend in your arm and don't go above 90 degrees and control the weight. For rear delt, you'll need to use dumbbells again. Bend your back, keep a good bend in your arms, flare out your elbows outward and don't go above 90 degrees. For front shoulders, what I did was a standing shoulder press. Stand straight, flare your arms out until you feel comfortable, push up but keep a slight bend at the top, don't fully extend your arms and don't go below 90 degrees. Moving on to arms, which include your bicep and tricep. If you're on python arms like me, dumbbell curls are going to be a must. Keep your legs straight and tight so you prevent yourself from using momentum while curling. Make sure your elbows are close to your body. For biceps, you can also do hammer curls. Everything stays the same except you don't twist your wrist at the top and just curl the weight up. Now for triceps, which is 2/3 of your arm, the two best exercises you can do at home for triceps would be overhead extensions and close grip push-ups. For an overhand extension, grab your dumbbells and lift it above your head. Keep your elbows in and don't flare them, and don't fully extend your arms at the top. Just keep a slight bend. And for close grip push-ups, plant your hands shoulder width apart and keep them close to your body. When going down, imagine trying to kiss the floor. Basically go as low as you can. Moving on to your boobies, which is also known as chest. What I did was a flat dumbbell press and push-ups. For the flat dumbbell press, flare out your arms 90 degrees if you can. If you can't, flare out your arms until it feels comfortable, then just press the weight from there. And don't fully extend your arms at the top again. When doing push-ups for chest, place your arms a tiny bit wider than your shoulder width and flare out your arms 45 to 90 degrees out when doing. Moving on to legs, which is also vital for a V-taper. For legs, let's keep it simple. Squatting and doing calf raises will do the job. When squatting, your legs should be shoulder width apart and don't go below 90 degrees. For calf raises, grab a pair of dumbbells, load up some weight that you feel comfortable in and just lift your heel up as much as you can. It's that simple. Moving on to back. Doing these three simple exercises will explode your back in size, and this will impact your V-taper the most. Start off with doing pull-ups if you want to grow wings. And if you can't do a single pull-up, you're gonna need to invest in some resistance bands or just jump up and control yourself down until eventually you could do one pull-up and work from there. When doing pull-ups, make sure your chin goes above the bar and reduce your swinging to very little. And when you're at the bottom, just keep a slight bend in your arms. Moving on to rows. Find something to hold on to. Pick up your dumbbell and roll up until it's level with your back and control the weight on the way down. Last and finally, you'll need to hit traps with dumbbells. Keep your arms straight and squeeze at the top. Not only will this grow your traps, but neck as well. Also, keep in mind, whenever you do any exercise, after a while you're going to need to increase the weight to build more muscle. This is called progressive overload. If you keep lifting the same weight over and over again, your muscles aren't going to have a reason to grow. When you work out, you're basically destroying your muscle, and your muscle gets used to the same weight if you keep doing it over and over again. And if you can't increase the weight, at least increase the reps. Okay, but this information is pretty useless because the most important part about getting a V-taper is having a small waist. So how do you get a small waist? You can actually make your waist smaller by doing quite a few things, like losing weight. You can lose weight by going into a calorie deficit. Calorie deficit meaning consuming less calories than your body needs. Look, I don't recommend you going to a calorie deficit. Only go into a calorie deficit if you have a lot of muscle mass and if you hit your growth spurt. The ideal body fat for a V-taper is around 10 to 15% body fat, but obviously the more muscle mass you have, the leaner you'll look. You can also make your waist look smaller by simply getting a wider back and broader shoulders. Basically following the workout routine I'll give to you at the end of this video. This will give you an illusion of having a small waist, enhancing that V-taper look. So how many reps and sets should you do? Look, your goal is to clearly gain muscle and get a small waist. However, Your goal is to make working out at home a habit, and if I make it hard on you, you'll end up giving up and making no progress at all, like every other person. I'll give you a structured workout routine for the next 6 months, including the sets and reps, and some of the protocols as well. I'll leave the link to that in the description below.